Yeah, so my name is Hailey Tang. I study graphic design and I've been at ASU since 2014 fall, but I joined the design program a little late, like a year late. So I'm a junior, but I'm like a fourth year at ASU.
Okay.
So I've had some time to kind of like get used to like being in Barrett and like being in the LGBT community and like figuring out my identity before I kind of like started my actual degree, which was like, it was nice. And it helped me like grow more confident in who I was as a person, and then sort of like separating like my career from that and being like, okay, I have all this work to do, and then like I have myself and I kind of like know where I am right now.
So what was your major before?
It was biology.
Okay. So you're not a biology major anymore?
No.
So what kind of made you switch?
Well, so in high school I was really nerdy and like STEM oriented.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll just go into biology. But then over time, after the first year at ASU, I just realized like I'm not really like into STEM as much as I thought I was.
Don't blame you.
Yeah. So I changed my major after doing like a lot of research and stuff, and decided that graphic design was like the best thing for me. So
imagine it's like kind of like an outlet, right? It's like
yeah.
I wish I was creative, but I'm not.
Yeah.
So like how like you're kind of like alluding to it, but like how do you say like it's helped you maybe understand yourself and maybe understand those around you?
Actually, I just realized I should have brought like this book project that I was working on. It has to do with my gender. So if you want to see it, we can walk over to the design building.
Yeah,
because it's in there.
Yeah. So now, or do you want to go?
Well, is it gonna mess up the mic if we just
We can
like
pause
walk
it and
and go at the same time?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. And so like I stayed closeted for a really long time. Like I dated people like secretly, but in high school I only told like my best friends, and that's it. So I got to college and I was still just like, oh, I'm gay, that's it. Like I didn't really think about my gender that much. But I started dating someone who's trans. They're a trans guy, and we're not dating anymore, but that relationship sort of like opened up my eyes to gender as like as like a thing, I guess, because I just grew up and I didn't really think about my gender. I don't know, I thought to myself, do I wish I was a boy? And I said no, but then I asked myself the opposite question, do I wish I was a girl? And I also said no. So it just like, as a kid, I was just really like confused about that question, and it sort of came up more than I thought it would, because I don't know. Basically when I was 20, I realized that non-binary gender exists, and I sort of did a little bit more research about it, and I talked to people who were non-binary. I used to be a peer mentor last year, and so I ran this event called Break the Binary, or it was Are They a Boy or a Girl? And it was like a Break the Binary event. So I ran that event, and that was in fall of last year. And then after that event, I was kind of like, oh crap, I think I'm non-binary. So yeah, that was a turning point in my life, because I realized that there's more to gender than just, being cisgender or being trans and like just male identifying or female identifying. So since then, I've changed my pronouns to they and them, which was a process that started last spring. So I've slowly been coming out to my friends, mostly in the design school. And then, I really like making books. I like photography and I like design, so I wanted to make something that encompassed like all my interests as well as my identity.
Yeah.
So I made this book. It's called I Heard You, Did You Hear You? And it is a photo series that one of my friends did of me. And the photos are just about portraying the body in different ways that are masculine, feminine, and androgynous. And then it kind of details moments in my life where gender has come up, whether those be moments when people have misgendered me or just moments like with friends or something where they use my correct pronouns, or just like kind of like encounters, I guess.
Right.
So you can look at it.
I love that.
So I'm president of this club called A Bunch of Book Artists, and it's an art club.
Oh, awesome.
So they have a fall exhibition every year,
Okay.
and I put it in there. So it was in the Harry Wood Gallery for like 2 weeks.
Oh, great.
Just this like past September,
Wow.
the beginning of the month. I feel like it captures like the subtleties of being like a trans non-binary person, like navigating society.
Right.
Because it's more about like random moments with people.
Right.
So you mentioned like the TSA officer one. This summer when I went on family vacation, I was with my brother, and my parents had already like flown to the destination, but we were waiting in the security line, and like I put all my stuff in the bins, and then I was like waiting to go through the body scanner.
Yeah.
And the TSA agent like turns to me and is just like, "Hey buddy, how old are you?" And I was like, "Oh, that's awkward."
No.
And then I replied, "I'm 21," and just kind of like laughed and like left. But I don't know. It's just, it kind of like, that is not an uncommon occurrence that happens with me, because
Right.
I mean, I'm like only 4'11", so people just either assume I'm like, they either assume I'm lesbian or like a really small boy.
Right.
So I don't know. I guess with strangers misgendering me, it's less like offensive or whatever, and just it's more of like a situation where I just have to laugh it off.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of hard because I'm not trying to like pass as a guy, but I'm also not like okay with people calling me like lady or girl, like hey girl, or like
Right.
hey ladies, like blah blah blah. So it's sort of like, I don't know, I just wanted to like bring it up in a conversation by talking about it in that book.
That's great.
But my feelings when people actually like respect my pronouns and know them, it's just like, it's one of the most like validating experiences.
Yeah.
So my friends in design, they all know my pronouns, and a lot of them are really good about it. And I also came out to like my teachers and stuff before the semester started, and one of them is like really, really trying super hard. So that's like, yeah, it's something I really respect and appreciate.
Good.
How was it experience like coming out to professors? Like,
Yeah.
was it?
Oh, it was kind of weird and awkward. Like, I didn't know when I should tell them, like if I should wait until the first day of class or if I should email them before. But I ended up emailing them just so they like have it in writing. And then one of the professors I knew before too, so it was sort of like, it was sort of awkward though, because she like assumed that my pronouns were she and her.
Okay.
And then I had to tell her like 2 months later, like, hey, actually my pronouns are they and them. So that kind of sucks that she has to like change.
Right. How'd she react? Was she like?
Oh, she was like totally
Yeah.
open and accepting about it. Yeah.
Awesome.
So when you say it kind of sucks for her, like, what do you mean by that?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't feel this way, but I feel bad when people have to like change their way of thinking about me so that they can use the correct pronouns. At the same time though, I like don't want to be like sorry for who I am,
Oh, yeah.
because you should never be sorry for like something like that.
Yeah.
But I guess it just stems from like being more understanding about people taking time to like get your pronouns, especially if they're they and them. They're not just like within the binary of she, her, and he, him.
Right.
But the main thing I think of being a part of this community and at ASU is like, if you have something to say, like things like that, you can put it in a gallery and like a lot of people will see it.
Right.
And just knowing that because ASU is so big, like there are tons of other non-binary people out there that also go to ASU, that's like a really comforting thing.
Yeah.
For me, it's been mostly like my friends in design who have really helped me like and been supportive, because there's one person in my class who's trans, and then there are some other people who are just gay and cis, but like my friends who are most supporting are just like cis heterosexual, like, I don't know, just like average people, I guess.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to be like mean, but
Yeah.
they're not like a part of the LGBT community, but they're really understanding about it. And like that, for me, is like the first step, I guess, of just having people around you, whether they're LGBT or not, who support you, and just being like honest with the people who are around you, because then you can like wake up every day and know that you're having like a genuine, authentic living experience. You're not like lying to anyone or like feeling like you're not yourself. So just go for it. I think would be like, I mean, my motto is fear is the mind killer. But I really think that no matter like what you're doing, even if it's not LGBT related, if you like have a whim or something, or you have like an idea and you're kind of like, I don't know if I should do that, or like I'm kind of scared, but it could be good, like just go for it. Because that's kind of how I approach coming out and stuff. Like I didn't know if I wanted to change my pronouns, and I didn't know like how visible I wanted my identity to be. But then I realized like it's not really about, I don't know, it's not really about like other people. It's just about like finding yourself and finding a way to express yourself in a way that like helps you, and maybe it helps other people eventually or like along the way, but just being yourself. Just and just going for it.